afternoon. Today is the 26th of January. You join me in rural Hampshire, not for the first time. My mother has some kind of meeting this afternoon and I've just dropped her off. And now I need to go and get this car cleaned because, as you can see from some of the images that are coming through, it's absolutely and utterly filthy. And yes, I am sort of close to driving into the sun, and for that I apologise. There's nothing whatsoever I can do about it. It's just the way that it goes on this channel. So one of the roads that I'm going to be going on today has already appeared in the stuff that I've filmed this week. The old Worcester bypass, which was known as the A33 until 1995. It's a massive editing job, and it's a very, very long video. It's 45 minutes long. Those of you who are Say It Toledo or Rover 45 V6 tier channel patrons would have already had access to that video. Some of you who have seen this in, I don't know, some point in February, I imagine, will not be seeing this video first, because that's the way these very vague vlogs work. The first of this series was recorded, as far as I remember, the penultimate week of December. It's just gone live on the channel today, and you know, it's not been the biggest success I've ever seen, but really I never expected very vague vlogs to be like that. They're never designed for that. They're just something for channel members to see first and other people to see secondly, about the sort of day-to-day business that goes with having a channel and uploading at least 5 days a week. That's really all it is. There's no sort of particular kind of artistry that goes into them or thought. It just happens that some people want to see, you know, what's going on a more regular basis than others. Some people are, you know, probably not bothered at all, in which case this video is probably not for you, and that's absolutely fine. You know, it's not really a problem. This sun is a problem though. I don't really like it. Don't like it at all. Never mind. At least we're having some fun taking the car out for a nice drive in the country today, listening to the sonorous soundtrack of a XXIX engine. And we're going to be nice and clean very soon. And all of these are nice, comforting things to know. What I don't like particularly is the fact that because this dual carriageway dates from, I don't know, some point in the 40s or 50s, I've got to stop right here. Just be very, very, very careful. Fortunately, it's one of the ones you can go into the middle, and so you don't have to do it all at once. So we'll just be very, very careful. I know you can't see to my left, but there's a couple of cars there, and they've both moved on into the left-hand lane. But we're going to go now and have some acceleration. I do hope, viewers, that you can hear that soundtrack as well as I can. So this is the A31 just outside Winchester, approaching it from the east. We're just about to get onto a road that was the first bit of the Winchester bypass to be built. It's actually not part of the bypass, but it was built as a link road from this particular road, which the alignment goes straight now towards the city, but they needed to link it to the A272, which starts just over there. So we'll just go down this road, this tiny bit of dual carriageway, which was built at around, I think, 1935. The bypass itself, as some of you might have seen from the incredibly long and boring video that I made about it, was actually completed in February 1940. So we're a very early bypass, and we'll go on a little bit of it later on too. They've realign the junctions and lanes a bit to make it a bit easier to see, because as you can see we've still got traffic coming straight across here, and that's never good. Is this Audi going to actually bother to pass me, or is he just No, he's actually decided to pass me. A completely pointless manoeuvre. Totally, utterly pointless. He's stunned us up behind the Subaru. Honestly, some people don't just really think about the consequences of what we're doing on the road. Anyway, so yes, we're now heading down what was a bit of the A272. We're coming up to a roundabout that was actually originally on the old bypass. It wasn't originally a roundabout, it was what they call a grade separated junction with it. And we'll go down a very small bit of the bypass. We also did in the video, but I think we came the opposite way actually, so we'll just go down here. I don't know why I'm so interested in old roads, possibly because this one actually was being built just as I was growing up. It was built between 1985 and 1995. It sort of had fits and starts of construction because of the infamous Twyford Down cutting that we're going to go through as well. So we actually going to join the A31, but actually part of the old bypass for a very short amount of time. Starts off as a single carriageway bit. You can see there was space here to put another carriageway in, but it's not my bet anymore. And then a lot of people say that you can tell that this road is very, very old, just this section coming up, because there's still a hawthorn hedge in the middle of it. And that's absolutely correct. This is part of the old A33 bypass. There is still a hawthorn hedge in the middle of it, but it doesn't last very long because there's a very, very, very big interchange coming up with the M3, but the slip roads only come one direction. There's no access to this road from the south, so you have to follow your sat nav or whatever and know where you're going. So we'll just join up here. More KB6 action because the slip roads are very, very tight. There we go, look at that. We're going to stay in this lane because if I go into that one, lots of sort of lorries and things come at me. So we might do more of the old roads you've never even heard of, or not, I don't know. It depends how popular it is. I mean, the video I made I think is very long and boring, but I've only released it to certain people who I know so far, and so I will be editing it a bit because there are a number of mistakes that I've made in editing such a long video, so I'm going to have to change that a bit. So there we are, through Twyford Down, one of the most controversial road schemes at the time, and actually caused an awful lot of road schemes that were being planned at the time. Things like, I don't know, Arundel bypass, Worthing bypass, that sort of stuff to be cancelled, which is really annoying because that part of the world has terrible traffic, and I think they were just a bit concerned that the environmentalists would just come and get them like they had done at Twyford Down, and that would be problematic. And Twyford Down was a problematic and controversial thing, but overall, if you ever travelled on the old bypass, and about here where the only set of traffic lights between London and Southampton, the only one you could drive entirely between, I think it was Sunbury-on-Thames and here, and not encounter a single set of lights. The lights were slightly differently positioned from here. They were more to where the back of the car is, but roughly in the same area. Everybody had to stop. It was awful. Traffic jams were terrible. Sort of like today, you had to come off to the left and then to turn right, which would have gone down a road which, wow, oh, it's a beautiful old P6. I don't know if that appeared on the camera, but that was very nice. So it's sort of, there was a road over to the right hand side that you can't see because of the tree growth, but in the documentary you actually see that. and on the right Hockley Viaduct and all kinds of interesting things. But anyway, that's probably one of the worst rambles we've ever had on the channel. So thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. I'm sorry the light's been terrible and this has been vague and rubbish, but that's just the way it tends to go. And of course the bounce in the way too. That's just what we have to cope with. And of course, if you haven't already done so, subscribe for more of the same, really. I can't promise it'll be any better. But maybe that's what you like, and that's why you're here. So thank you.